Right, hello guys, it's SaShumba here. Today I'm going to help you with the assignment, Economics Assignment 1501, Assignment 2 for second semester. Okay, let's just dive right into the assignment. Okay, so it's second semester assignment, Assignment 1. This is the unique number. Please do check and verify if everything is correct here. Okay, so let's just dive right into question 1. Economics, right, is the start of how scarce resources are allocated in an attempt to satisfy human wants. There is no question about this. So the correct answer here is 2. Okay, scarcity requires households to make economic choices. So it's like resources that we have are in short supply, whereas our wants are unlimited. So what we have to do as households is to make rational choices where we have to weigh up the marginal cost and marginal benefit of doing a certain activity. And then if the marginal cost exceeds the marginal benefit, we have to do less of that, activity. And if the marginal benefit exceeds the marginal cost, then we have to do more. That's making economic choices. We have to arrange our needs in chronological order and then make sure that we start accomplishing them in order of importance, just like that. So here answer is 4. We have to make economic choices, right? Then use the following production possibility curve of Namia to answer question 1.3 and 1.5. Namia can only produce swords and ships, right? This is the production possibility curve we have. So question 1.3 says point dash shows an efficient use of resources while point is unattainable. So efficient use of resources, any point that lies along the production possibility curve shows an efficient use of resources. So here we have point A, E, and C as 3 points that shows efficient use of resources, and point D shows inefficient use of resources. Point B shows this one is an attainable point. So here, as you can see, point A is correct and point B is unattainable. So option 1 is correct. Then Namia is currently producing 8 ships but decides to decrease the production of ships to 12 to increase, to 12. What is the opportunity cost of the decision? Right, so Namia is currently producing at E, where it's producing 6,000 of swords and 8,000 of ships and 8 of ships. So he wants to increase ships to 12. That is Namia gonna be producing at A. So when Namia is producing at A, it means the person will be producing 12 ships and 0 of swords. So the opportunity cost of increasing the ships from 8 to 12 is 6,000 that has been sacrificed. So let's get back and check. So option 3 is correct. So opportunity cost is the next best alternative forgone. What you have sacrificed in order to do something is what we refer to as opportunity cost. I'm just running because I know you know all this stuff, right? What will most likely happen when there is an influx of workers into Namia? Obvious, there will be an outward shift of the production possibility frontier. So point B will then be attainable. So let's check. What will most likely happen when there is an influx? Obvious, point B will become attainable. Which of the following must be held constant when drawing the production possibility curve? This is obvious that we have to what needs to be held constant is the total resources that we have. Resources are in limited supply. Holding other things constant, which is the resources available, then we draw all other like factors of production might sometimes increase, technology must, but the resources that we have must be held constant. It's like the land that we have, the total space that we have on earth, it will never increase, so we'll always hold it constant. But what needs to be improved maybe is how we utilize those lanes, like technology, like number of employees that works on that, like all factors of production, like capital, intensity, and so forth. Right. Which of the following is not an example of a microeconomic topic? Right. As you all know that microeconomic topic, micro means small. So we'll be just looking on the economics of a particular company or a particular product or a particular, just for a small thing or a particular area. You see, when it's macro, then it means we are looking at the economics in a broader perspective, like economics, like inflation. You cannot say inflation for Samsung. You cannot say but it's for the whole country. Unemployment is for the whole country. um Price stability, you're talking of the GDP is for the whole country. Cannot talk of GDP for a particular company. So that's the difference. So here, which is not an example of micro, so which means we need macro economic, an example of macroeconomic. So the government decides to increase personal income tax. This doesn't affect a particular company or one person, or but it affects everyone. So this is one of the an example which is not a microeconomic topic. All these ones, as you can see, it's just is when a big copper mine closes in Zambia, it's just for copper mine. This one is just for timber. This one is just for Samsung. It's micro. So how are resources allocated in most societies? Obvious, through the combined action of numerous households and firms. I think if you know the circular flow of it will be easy. Let's get to question 1.9. Which of the following statement of production income and spending is true? Production income and spending are per definition equal. It's 4. In the circular flow model, dash represents real flow. Real flow, which means it shows the real flow of real goods, right? So we have got real flow and nominal flow. So nominal flow refers to the flow of money in the form of either income, wages, salaries, and there is those what we call remuneration for factors of production. So in this case, in the flow, which in the circular flow of model, dash represent real flow. If you can say wages, and it's nominal, it's nominal flow because it's movement of money. Household savings is money. Tax collected by is money. Good consumed by household. That's correct. 3 represent a real flow. What type of remuneration will John receive if he sell his capital to firm on the factor market? So capital, obvious, is interest. So 1 is correct here. Then for practice sake, a wage, obvious, is after labor. Then rent, obvious, is after land. Then profit is remuneration after entrepreneurship. So that's how. Let's quickly go to 1.12. When Herman got hired as a gardener, he bought 6 pack of beer to celebrate. He is therefore, obviously, Herman is a household, so is a buyer in the market for goods and sellers. In the market for goods and a seller in the market of factors of production. So this is clearly shown by his action of buying 6 pack of beer offers to the firms. So he's a buyer in the market for goods, right? But as a household, he is also a seller in the factors, in the market of factors of production, right? How would an economist view a commercial forest that provides raw material inputs for a wood pulp mill? Obvious is as a part of factors of production of natural resources. Point 1 is by definition correct. Right, which of the following can be a real example of arrow labeled A? Where is A? Which of the following? Right, so A is like frames to factors of to factor market. So what happens is household selling factors of production to firms, then in return they'll get um, income, right? So income is either in the form of profit. I'm sure it's profit, because this one is either in the form of profit where they are doing entrepreneurship, yeah, or rent, or yeah, but we cannot say they are spending on a, we could be wrong. We cannot say it's food, we could be wrong. Land, so it's profit, because here at A is income, so that income is either in the form of profit, wages and salaries, interest after selling capital. So going like that. Which of the following can be a real example of arrow labeled B? Where is B here? Here, what's going on? Firms selling goods to households. So it's going like, so it's a good. So food might be the correct answer here. But if it was from households going this way, then we can say spending. But in this case, it's firms buying food from, it's households buying food from firms. Okay. Right. As part of our this, I think we all know that. So it's, I think the game is done now.